Welcome to the Mischief. I'm Valen, and this is Heavens of Sorcery. Yes, once again, we have returned, and I have plenty of things in mind today. Well, yeah, my weird invisibility thing that I can do. Look, I even have farticles from the invisibility. Heh, get it? Farticles? Anyway, so let's let's continue on. I actually took off my my horseshoe and figured why not get an even bigger jump boost, and this also had Undying on it instead of like the 0.5 jump height bonus or whatever, and I'm like, you know what, let's just do a shiny red balloon instead of the horseshoe. And yeah, I'm kind of liking it better. It's nice. I get a little bit more health. Get rid of these iron berries. So I kind of dressed this up a little bit, made it look a little bit more professional. You may have noticed in the previous thumbnail, I also did a little bit more renovations, I think, since then. I don't know. But I also moved this over here instead of here, because I think I'm going to need a sky altar area here, and I'd like that. Plus I added some more small islands. And if you're curious what the heck is going on down here, I don't have speleotherms coming on down here. This is block craftery. I used basically dirt blocks here, and then walls here. Then I clicked a dirt block on it, and then underneath that I used block craftery fences, and I clicked a dirt block on that, and those basically will take on the appearance of the block that you click it with, which provided it's not an entity or something. But there you go. I like it. It's nice. So far nothing has landed on the natural altar itself, because I realize now the iron berries and stuff might also fall on there, and that's kind of an oops. How did I get 3 ironwood? That's weird. That must have been left over from when I broke some stuff, but I don't really need those at the moment. So I've got plenty in mind today. We are going to be working towards a terrestrial agglomeration plate. At least that's what I understand. So let's take a look in here. Oh, but first we need to finish this chapter. I went and did a little mining. That's why I've got a little death skull up here with 3.46%, which hopefully will change in the not too distant future. Just slowly over time, and rain, water, and just very, very slowly it'll go away, because I don't really want to drink all those milk buckets again, but I can. 3%, I don't think it's really going to affect anything. What I need though is niobium, because my reserves are a bit low. I have 6 ore left, and I'm going to need a lot more to progress. So I figured the best way to do it is to actually use what I was given. And that was a quest to actually make the rubber stuff. So I went down with my little mining crew, and we got ourselves a bunch of sulfur, which, as you can see here, I have exactly enough there. What I'm gonna do is actually, let's have a little nom. I want to grab the hammer, or the tinker hammer. Oh, I forgot, I've got the wand of the forest here. I'll probably need that in a moment, so I might as well keep it. I don't know where this is going. That's going over there. I need to change that, because I think I need to power this one instead. So we're gonna do this to that, and then that's better. All right, so now, does this have power going to it as well? I don't remember. I have so many of these levers and switches going everywhere. Oh shoot, I did the wrong one. Okay, so this one needs to be here. There we go. That's probably much better. All right, so then what I hopefully need to do is just toss in a bunch of latex in there. But I first need to click in sulfur. Okay, so there's 23 sulfur tossed in there. I think it'll stay, and it'll just use it one at a time. I have no idea. I hope not. I've got about 50 of them, so it should be all right. We just went down to Y level like 30 and just kind of tore the place up, and I ended up dipping my toes in some of that acid water. Oh, it's so rude. That hurt a lot. But I'm going to toss the latex in here. Should start smelting it up, I hope. This, are you not, is this already full with power? It doesn't really need any more or something? Why you no give it no power? Oh, probably because I ran out of power to give it. Let's toss in a bunch of ember shards just to make sure everything stays powering up. There we go. I love this. This is so cool. The best part about embers is just seeing it do its thing. And this should be making the ingots that I need. Yes. Yes, it is. I think it's making the rubber. Let's verify. Yes, I have 4 so far. And I just put in... Oh, God. my cooked venison. Don't have anything in your offhand when you're accessing this. It will mess things up a little bit. So now I'm just going to wait for this to complete. When it does, I should be able to make a complete set of the rubber outfit. And then with that in mind, I should get a nice, fat, juicy reward of 30 niobium ingots, which I'm going to need for the next part. So once this thing is done, I shall return. Or better yet, while it's doing that, maybe we do a little bit of reading, because it's a very slow process. You can see it's still going. I was AFK for like a couple minutes there, and it didn't really get very far. So let's start reading up on the goal, which is the terrestrial, or you'll see. It's a terrestrial agglomeration plate. Gold leaf, along with the charoite gems, I'm saying that so terribly wrong, but please forgive, from the Everbright and Everdawn were the final missing ingredients to be able to construct a terrestrial agglomeration plate. In its default configuration, this device allows creation of the most powerful mana-attuned material, Terrestrial. Actually, yeah, its default configuration. Rewards. We get Mundane Metallion, Mundane Precia. Oh, or is it Prechia? Either way, I think I've got a little bit of these. I still have yet to finish mining up the stuff underneath in that Aether Shrine. But, yeah, Terrestrial Agglomeration Plate. I've got all of these materials except for the Rune of Air, which I need Mana Steel for. Plus, I need a block of Mana Steel. So, once again, waiting on this to finish, and then I should be good to go. And I have this already prepared. And then, of course, you need 1 Mana Pearl, 1 Mana Steel Ingot, and 1 Mana Diamond to make a Terrasteel Ingot. Which, yeah. Wait, is that what we need to complete this? 1 Terrasteel Ingot, 1... Okay. Which uses a lot of mana, usually, directed at that agglomeration plate. But in this case, it doesn't say anything about mana. Does that mean we don't have to mass produce huge amounts of mana to get this? We just need the materials? That would be very impressive if it was... Is this the last one? Or is that still like a couple left or something? Come on. Please let it be the last one. That was the last one. And I now have 23 rubber balls. We can shut those off. Wait, why is... I'm going to stop that from running. I don't know why it was going... Oh, that's the cell, the copper cell, that's right, okay. I might as well have that keep going, actually. I'll just have that fill it up. And then the copper cell will have a nice charge for the future. Alright, so, I currently have 1 rubber ball in here. And I should be able to make the complete set of armor. There's trousers, boots, chest plate, and hat. Yes, 30 niobium. Oh, it's so good. Okay. So, I'm curious, if I toss in a niobium block, does it just straight up turn it into a block of Mana Steel? It does. It's so good. Oh, that's awesome. All right, so let's continue here, because I do need to use this, which I moved it over a couple blocks. I removed the grass and put down the base for the terrestrial agglomeration plate setup. And I can just change where this is bound to. Instead of aiming there, I can have it aim here if I need mana. But if I don't, then, well, I won't worry about it. So let's switch these out. I need this, because I'm missing 1 rune, and that's the air rune. There we go. Yeah, that's working. It's doing its thing. I'm going to need a piece of living rock, and that should be good. Now, going back over here, I still am curious. Mana Pearl, Mana Diamond. Mana Pearl, I think, is a Nacre Pearl that is dropped in mana, and a Mana Diamond, I think, is just a diamond dropped in mana, right? Usually. Okay, yep. All right, so it didn't switch up all the recipes, just a few of them. I have plenty of reserve diamonds for now. I do need a Nacre Pearl, which should be in here. I've still got a few left. No big deal there. Might as well toss that in and make that one. And then we'll need another Mana Steel Ingot, which, yep, I will need 1 more niobium to go in there. And there we go. All right, so now I just need my wand. Got it. And this is the only rune that I was missing, besides the block of Mana Steel, in my other setup. So let's head over to the Astral Altar, which, that's the Ember Mine. Astral Altars, there we go. And from here, we can finish making stuff. It's still nighttime, thankfully. So let's put this here, this here. No? Do I have it wrong? Oh, that's right. I had the resonating wand in there. Haha, my bad. I better click it quick before it becomes morning. I don't know. It's still nighttime. No, it's midnight, so I'm not too worried about it. I don't see any. There's the moon. It's not midnight. It's getting there, though. Alright. Hopefully I'll get this soon. There we go. One terrestrial agglomeration plate. Now to head back. And I should be able to just place this down. Now, in normal Britannia, you'd toss down these 3 items on the plate. You'd have to have sparks hooked up to this. Or you could use mana spreaders, but it would take so long with mana spreaders. Ooh. You know what, let's just find out what happens. I'm going to take this off, just so that I don't magnetize this stuff. I'm going to throw these things down. And then I'm going to back up and see what happens. Because I don't think it's going to do what I think it's going to do, which is make those for free. Because right now they're just kind of sitting there. Okay. So, you can click on it, by the way, which is a more recent addition. You can just click the items directly on it, and then they'll appear in the proper position. But as I thought, so options that you can do. You can have a spark network, which means you make 2 sparks at least to start with. Put one here. Put one here, and then when this needs mana, it will take from the network any connected mana pools. In this case, it would be this one. And to make a Terrestrial ingot, in the past, I believe it was a half a mana pool to make one. A half a mana pool for 1 ingot. Oof. But then you'd have your Terrestrial ingot. You can use mana spreaders, but they're so much slower that you risk the items sitting here despawning or getting picked up by the time you've actually got enough mana in that spot. So I think I need to make some sparks. Let's try this. I should have all these ingredients. Just take any kind of peddler mushroom, a couple blaze powder, and a gold nugget. I definitely have gold. Blaze powder. Yeah, I've got a couple of those. How many does that make? That makes 1. So I'm going to need at least 4 so I can connect to the network. Might be a good idea to actually make more of those. Like so. Maybe? It would be nice. I don't know if this accepts Spark Network access. That would be nice if it did, because then I wouldn't need to worry about this mana spreader being there kicking stuff out to it anymore. So maybe I keep that. Maybe I make 3 of those. So just 3 nugs, and open this up. 1, 2, 3, and then 6 petals or mushrooms or something like that. What do we got here? I've got some already, but I think I'm going to go with the gray ones. Oh no, wait, I've got green. I've got plenty already. So let's take a bunch of these green ones, and we can make some sparks. Sparky spark. At least I hope this is how it's going to work. Sparks are always useful regardless. So usually you have to sneak click to place it. Yep, there we go. And then sneak click. And then I wonder if it'll work here. Sneak click. No, it doesn't work with the runic altar. So I could still have this aiming at the runic altar. It should still be able to access it. Yeah, it goes over the agglomeration plate, so that's no problem. So that's actually still not a bad spot for it. I do know that when you do like the potion making and stuff for this, it'll work better. Or you can spark that, but yeah. Anyway, let's continue on with this. I could just click on here, but instead I think I'm just going to toss them. We're going to hope and see what happens. Nothing. Nothing. Okay, let's continue reading. All right, so everything is correct except for me. This is a regular mana. This is not a mana diamond. This is a normal diamond. For those of you that were screaming at the screen, that's what you get. You shouldn't scream at screens. Screen screamers. All right, so there we go. And then a large amount of mana will be drained from this pool. As you can see, it is currently just like dropping considerably. It's probably only going to have like a quarter left in it. So I'm going to have this start dropping charcoal. Start getting me a little bit more mana back in there. In the meantime, it should be almost done. And we'll hear like a little sting when it's done. There we go. It's so good. Oh, Terrestrial. Good old friend. This can make some of the most powerful armor that it's powered by mana. You don't need mending because it just repairs from mana steel or from the mana tablets in your inventory or rings or whatever like that. And yeah, it's just, it has like knockback resistance, and you can upgrade the helm with different things once you've defeated the Britannia Guardian, if you will. So this is going to take a while. This is a very slow early game process. We're going to be upgrading that as well. But I did complete the quest and get the goodies. So we're going to drop these in here. Yeah, I've got 33 and 30 of those now. That's pretty effective. I don't think that there's anything I could really use this Mana Spark for at the moment. So I'm going to put it in here, and I'm sure, I am 100% sure I will have something to use it for in the future. But I'm going to put away a few of these items, and then we'll be ready to go. Okay, so now that we've created a terrestrial agglomeration plate default mode, and we have the capacity to make Terrestrial, which, yeah, sucks up your mana like nobody's business, then I think we need to continue on with other quests. Because I could, at this point, easily just kind of start making some upgrades to stuff, but I would like to see the quests before I decide on what I pursue next. So there's going to be a little bit of reading here, but don't be afraid to hit 2x speed. Gather round the fire. With the natural altar built, we have the means to prepare some devices of natural magic that have more direct effects on the world. This is done with two things. First, the pyre, which can serve to recreate many rare reagent plants and operate various rituals. Secondly, the imbuer, which can modify spell dusts or apply them to staves, which this also gives me access to another type of armor that's not nearly as expensive as Terrestrial and can potentially self-repair or heal. Same thing with natural aura. I have options to those as well. Component pouch, dragon's breath, and spell dust growth infusion. Oh, nice. Okay, so I need to make a pyre and an imbuer. Okay, so this needs to be made out there in the nature area where I make this around tree growing stuffs. But all right, once you've made an imbuer, you really shouldn't need to make any more. A pyre, maybe you might want more of them because each one of them you could have set up to do different things automated. But otherwise, at least one of them is always handy to have around. A staff. Oh man, there's so many things with roots that you can do with staffs. It's quite impressive. But cloudberries, oh yes. You can upgrade the soils at which plants grow on, and you can grow these ones specifically on specific soils, at least in the default roots. And you can gain very special effects. Each of these different things that we're reading, Dugonias, Bafflecaps, Moonglow leaves, Parescias, these are all special herbs that are used for casting or using stuff. So instead of mana, you actually use some of your herbs, and they are used in decimal amounts. So you're like taking a pinch of cloudberry or something like that. You're not actually taking an entire cloudberry per casting to cast specific spells, for an example. So that's kind of how that works. Instead of mana, you have physical, actual items that you can cast with. So let's go back and check out another one. Truly Iridescent. With magic, crystal, and radiant quartz, you now have everything needed for your final upgrade for your Starlight Altar, the Iridescent Altar. As well as an expanded recipe grid, this new upgrade can perform recipes attuned to specific constellations and pull even more items from nearby spectral relays. This is the big mamba jamba. This here, the Iridescent Altar, is like the altar of all altars. It's not the telescope of all telescopes though, but it is quite big and effective. Yeah, you can see here is the setup for it. And it uses shaped radiant quartz from Arcane Archives, which we haven't gotten into yet, but there is some quests for that as well. We can make resonating gems. A celestial crystal, I have yet to actually make any of those. That is standard progression, I believe, as part of astral sorcery. So this will become this, but this won't work until you've upgraded your existing altar setup to look something like this. And of course it has a paste bin, so I can just paste on there, but I don't think this is actually that difficult to make. I think it's the same base altar with maybe those, but then you add in like this little foci thingy on top. Anyway, let's continue on. There's some more wizardry. Superior spellcraft. Previously I taught you the way I know of making spells, but I was far from an expert. However, it seems some of the old wizards survived in the Everbright. While they won't share how to write their spells, they will trade for pre-written spellbooks. To make use of this, though, you'll need a special arcane workbench, which you saw in some of those little towers. I could steal that, but I think that they become violent when you do so. And then there's the Wizard's Handbook, which would be useful as well. We could probably make one of those. That's not too bad. Okay, maybe I take that back. Hold on a second. Oof. Smooth crystal sandstone? Oh. Oh, is that made from the sands in the crystal desert? More arcane archives. Gold powder, amethyst block. Ooh. Well, it is just one workbench. It's not too bad, except for we haven't looked at radiant quartz yet from that, and it's made on an old celestial altar. So let's continue on. Pretty sparkly flowers. In the Everbright there blooms a rare flower, the crystal flower, whose petals are beautifully glassy, akin to crystal. A few hundred years ago, one of the old masters dropped one on his natural altar by accident, and in doing so discovered its nature could be transformed into an actual crystal, vibrantly humming with potent magic. Pretty sure we've already got magic crystals? Oh, on his Nature's Aura altar. Oh, that's unexpected. Okay, but otherwise we've just been clicking on things and getting crystal flowers. Oh, okay. Do I have any of those? Wait, they're probably in my mana box here. I have so many chests right now. All right, magic crystal. Just need one, right? Does that complete it? No? I need one magic crystal. Oh, it says complete. Okay. Did I just complete that? Because it says complete. Yep, it's gone. I didn't get any more, though. That's kind of weird. Huh, I would have expected. Maybe I completed it a bit ago? It was there just now. Anyway, let's move on. But it's good to know that I could just take some of those flowers and drop them on the natural altar, or the Nature's Aura altar, and go from there. All right, resinous. This looks like Arcane Archives, which is probably holding us up from some of the other stuff. So let's probably focus on this one next. With these new materials, it's possible to craft a device which vibrates in frequency with your soul. While this doesn't sound all that practical, it uses the energy from this resonance to coalesce an incredibly pure type of quartz, radiant quartz. This material can be used in construction of many things, which will all resonate in tune with the soul of whomever placed them. Unfortunately, these resonators are not without cost. Only 3 can be placed at a given time, so lest they do lasting harm to your soul. Actually, as far as I know, they just don't produce anything more. It's 3 per person, and it depends on who places these altars, which they look like this, and they will actually generate a slight hum when you make them. Dawnstone ingots, terra moss, living wood twigs, and any container with mana, one bucket's worth. Okay, I have all those except for Dawnstone. So we need to make a radiant resonator. Let's do that. Radiant resonator. There we go. And for that we also need Dawnstone, which is a combination of molten Dawnstone. No, which is a combination of copper and gold, 1-to-1. Okay, and it actually increases its quantity. We actually have 1 Dawnstone ingot. Now that I look here, we have some copper and gold. I could probably turn this into 2 more Dawnstone ingots, so we could make 3 more of these. That's actually not bad. I like that. That's good. So we need to mix these together. Let's put 1 copper, 1 gold, and I think I left everything running, and it may already have enough power. It's got a stamper, or is it not going to do anything because that's it? Oh, no, it's making the stuff. Okay. And I need to take out the food out of my offhand. And I have 2 Dawnstone ingots. Cool. Very cool. Put the food back in my hand because I'm always hungry. Alright, so I have enough that I can make 3 of those resonating whatchamacallits. So let me just gather all the ingredients now, and I'll be right back. Alright, so I just made a resonating gem, and as you can tell, this has a smooth texture, this has a broken one. If you're not sure which one of these has something, take an empty bucket and just pick one up. Alright, that one's full. That one's full. And I'm clicking here and there's nothing. So this is the empty spot. Then I can grab some from my liquid starlight supply, which I did put a valve on here so that I could just click on it on the side and not worry about it. I can refill it, put this in place, and continue making more of these resonating gems. So again, continuing making some more ingredients. Okay, and I think I've got everything that I needed. In this case, living wood twigs was actually a little bit more challenging because the recipe for living wood keeps changing. I don't know how or why it's doing this, but it's now swampy poplar wood from Misty World. And the reason I know it's changed is because I set cobblestone over here, like the Misty World cobblestone, and the umbrella tree wood that we were using before for making living wood down here, so I could just wand it into place when I'm done with it. But yeah, it seems to have changed into that, and I don't know if it rotates, like depending on sky situations or something like that. So I went for an alternate method, and that was starlight transmutation, whether it be through a lens, a prism lens, or just by linking it with your astral sorcery linking tool. You just plop down infused wood underneath one of those giant crystals, link it to it, and you just wait a few seconds and it turns it into living wood. It did take a little bit. It is a slow process, and you could probably automate that to have something place it in place. I think with like a random carpus or something like that. But I'm not too bothered with it at the moment. I just wanted enough to get this actually set up. I think I have enough for 3 of these now. I've got blue bright trees over here, so I'm not too worried about the saplings, because once you've grown a tree by yourself, they start dropping saplings pretty good. So let's experiment with that right now. If I had see, I'm so used to the dynamic trees at this point that I'm like, oh, this is so slow, because usually you chop the whole thing down. There we go, and that should take care of everything. And look at that, we get 3 saplings. Awesome. So I'll put this down. Hope it doesn't grow too soon. And I'll put down a couple of these, one of these, one of these, one of these. And I think I've got, what, 2 spots left open. Oh, the mana bucket. Forgot. There we go. All right. Now I just need a bit of bone meal because I forgot that. Is there any here? No, I'm not that fortunate. All right, now when I bone meal this, it should grow and make me the stuff. Perfect, and this should get me the radiant resonator that I need. There we go, I got it. And I also get a Tome of Arcana from Arcana Archives. Nice. There we go, Radiant Resonator. I feel like I should probably have these close to this area, if only because this is an area that I'm in frequently. I got 2 of them for some reason. I didn't think that recipe would grant me 2. That's really weird, but you can, if you listen, you'll hear a fart. So I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna make another, I guess, set of 2. I thought that I was just making 1 at a time, because that's really weird. But I am going to make another set so I can get the 3, and then I can get the raw radiant quartz all the time from these things. Need to put this sapling down. Oh, I'm gonna need more of the glow stuff. Let's actually break that. I don't want that going back down just yet. So I will be back once I've got the last radiant resonator. Oh, it was probably a reward. I didn't even think about that. Oh, doggone it. There we go. Got another radiant resonator. Excellent. That's what I was looking for. Now I can take this Akashic Tome and I can add to it. Yeah, I don't have it in there. The Tome of Arcana. There we go. And then I can pick that one. And it's a little bit more high res, but there's tons of stuff in here. It's really pretty. Looks great. Lots of stuff in here. I did a bit by bit on this. If you want to learn more about it, go and check that out. It's probably going to be the same thing, except very few changes, except for the recipes. Those are definitely going to be different. And there you have it, Radiant Quartz. So, what do you do with, well, raw quartz clusters as it is? By the way, if you have any pets, like a cat or something like that, you definitely need to have it sit on here. It takes about 5 minutes for these things to actually generate, and then you'll just want to, harvest them. And then they'll start generating again. If you look at the top middle there, it says, progress 1%. It'll slowly get into 2%. There we go. And so on. And it'll keep generating these. If you have more than 3 of these out, it won't work. If you're playing with someone else, they can place up to 3 as well. So then you could feasibly have 6, as long as each of you have placed no more than 3. So that's kind of how that works. Now, let's get into this and shake this out. I don't want it to be that at the moment. I'm just going to put it away. I've got some raw radiant quartz, which is definitely going to be useful. You need as much of this as possible to get into Arcane Archives, which is definitely going to help me up. I have so many different ways that I can go at this point. It is absolutely ridiculous because I could focus on mana building, do like a Cake and Muris, and have that get me all sorts of mana, and then use that to make Terrestrial and get myself some really strong auto-repairable armor and such. And then I could probably wear my Fire Wings in my offhand slot or something like that. I could feasibly get into Nature's Aura and make some of the Nature's Aura armor, which is self-repairing as well. There's all sorts of really cool items and automation options for that. I could get into Embers. There's a whole bunch of, there's a little bit of armor for that, as well as lots of different weapon and tool upgrades that I could possibly use. Though I have to say I like the Mana Steel so far. It has been very good to me. Then I've got Arcane Archives. I could use that to upgrade all these really pathetic chests. And then get a sorting system going with Voltopic, which if you're not familiar with Voltopic, because I really haven't mentioned it, this was shown to you early on. The item seeker, which you'd need to make on a ritual table. And then you'd have to make the material index. Then you'd have to upgrade that to an enhanced item seeker, and then you could upgrade that to a regional crafter, which they're all really cool. This one here allows you to search inventories within, I think, was it 5 blocks? Yeah, range 5. This one here allows you to search inventories within 10 blocks, and you can just use a keybind for any of these as well. You don't have to have the item in your hand. And then the last one allows you to search all inventories within 10 blocks as well as craft from them. And you can see, I believe, what's in there. It's called a view functionality, which means you can actually see a lot of the items that you're searching for in the chests when you look at them. I have no idea how that's going to work with this, but it's pretty darn cool. So I could totally work on almost any of those items. It's as well as explore, because I've got like I've got some dungeon keys here, and several dungeons that I have not explored fully. Apparently, those castles that I was in, there was a little problem with that. See, and this is my own fault. I didn't look underneath the carpeting or break up any of the blocks or dirt or anything like that in some of those little side areas of each of those little towers that I was exploring. So I could do that, fight some more bosses, and get myself some more of those really cool arc options to give myself some super abilities like this sneak to become invisible type thing and make farticles. aka particles that are made from farts. And you know, I mean, it makes sense. I'm bending over, right? I'm assuming pooping position, but there's so much I can go for. Also, you know, you can just use this. I feel overwhelmed at the moment. What I think I'm gonna do, as I was just looking here, I think I'm going to end the episode here. Hopefully it's not too early, or the episode's not run too long or short or anything like that. And I think I'm going to appraise what I might best benefit from next. Maybe I'll do a little combination. Like I'll go and get some more arcs with some dungeon keys, and then I'll pop around and sort up some inventory or something like that, because there's so many different things in here that I can keep going with, like cut and polish. This is continuing on with more of the Arcane Archive stuff, which you really do need to increase your options. You get more rewards and stuff. So if you guys have been enjoying this, please be sure to give a like, comment, subscribe, fart, and be sure to spread the mischief to others. If you haven't already clicked that notification bell, click it now, and then you too can be made aware of when our videos go live on YouTube, provided that, you know, YouTube actually does this thing and says that. But don't be afraid to stop by on Twitch as well, because we do streams. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.